Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. Here I'll be showing you how to draw straight hair with two mind constructs, black and blonde, and 4 easy steps. I hope this will be helpful and of course interesting, so please do check me out on Patreon to explore more of my drawing process in detail. Now the first step is to draw the outline or structure of the hair. I'll be using each step fully on this first hair sample, as the process for drawing blonde hair is going to be a bit different, so please do watch till the end. I like to start drawing outline with a light grade of graphite pencil. I started this out with a mechanical pencil and now I'm following it up with another graphite pencil that's a little darker. This one is a general's layout pencil and I'm using it to sketch edges and shade lines just to give me an idea of what the hair should look like and provide a compass for the next stage, some sort of roadmap. As a beginner, it's good to start with this step just to get a hang of the process. The second step is directional shading. And by directional shading, I mean shading with the motion of the hair. When drawing, you will need to shade a lot, whether with the tip of a pencil or a flat plane, as each part of your subject or reference sort of has a particular movement or flow of texture or values. Here I'm shading using the hatching technique with a 6B charcoal pencil to create straight lines. These lines don't have to appear sharp on the paper, but since I'm drawing here, they still have to be individual, I mean separate. I'm not shading everywhere completely black as I need to preserve highlights in certain areas. Since I'm using an ex.soft general charcoal pencil, I'll need to also reduce pressure on my hand while advancing to areas that need appear lighter. So it's important to control the pressure on your hand when holding your pencil to shade. And thankfully I was able to follow the roadmap from step 1. Now the third step is to blend. I'm using a paintbrush to spread charcoal powder all over the hair to give it a plainer look, much smoother feel. You can blend with a soft brush or your fingers. Here I am also blending with my fingers, as you can see, to particularly make certain corners darker. It's a mind construct, like I said from the beginning, meaning that it was made from my imagination, so we can imagine this to be a wig. Now we can head to the final step. For step number 4, we would have to create highlights. Here I'm adding highlights by drawing straight, sharp lines from top to bottom in and about the hair with a monozero eraser, with lines in the lighter areas of the hair being more visible and maybe some other corners on the hair being less visible. But of course, this is done with a lot of control. I wouldn't just have to be adding the highlights with the same amount of pressure all the time. Now I'm satisfied with the highlights I've created. So I've sharpened the monozero eraser a little so that it could be more easier to use. And now I'm adding extra thin, directionless strands outside the hair or just by the corners of the hair, still with a monozero eraser. To wrap this up, I will create illusions of dark hair strands outside of the hair with graphite pencil to give it a more natural look. You can use a HB pencil or a 2B pencil for this if you like. So we're going to be drawing the blonde hair together now. After going over the steps on the black hair type, there isn't much to be said or done on the blonde hair since they are both drawn using similar approaches. Here I wouldn't have to go too dark with shading or adding charcoal powder. That will make it a bit difficult to erase. Plus, the hair ought not to appear as black. I have to keep the pressure on my hand light, keep it light while I shade. And even if this is fast forwarded a little bit, it still takes a lot of time to maintain your pressure and keep up with the pace. I also have to keep the pressure on my hand light while blending, and I don't need to use my fingers as I can keep using the soft brush like a broom till there's no charcoal crumbs left to blend. I am working with two grades of charcoal powder, one lighter than the other, just to add variation. First one gives a lighter blend, which is harder to blend, and the second one gets a little darker as you go. The process involved here is a bit similar to the first illustration, but what makes the blonde hair so distinct is that you're not only highlighting with an eraser to create reflection or shine, but also to create illusions of individual hair strands as well. In other words, the eraser or white pencil are going to be used for drawing hair strands one after another. This will have you, of course, sharpen your eraser more frequently to ensure sharp and clean highlights, just like I did before now. And it can be quite stressful and annoying because it's going to be too frequent, but you have to just cope with that. And that's all part of the process. Drawing is a repetitive process, and repeating a practice over and over helps in learning to be patient, which brings mastery, of course, and in turn guarantees a beautiful finish. Also, the background behind the hair determines thickness and color of overlapping hair strands drawn outside or in the hair. On the first sample, I had to draw some thin and thick dark strands outside the outline of the hair since the background was white. But drawing the blonde hair now, overlapping strands around the hair wouldn't need to be black, wouldn't need to appear black due to background color. Finally, any more steps going forward? will be to give the hair much finer look, make the hair look more beautiful, either by adding straight light strands around the hair with an eraser, or just adding directionless thin and faint strands on the hair with a fine tip eraser or white pencil. Here I'm using a white pastel pencil. So we have come to the end of this tutorial. I do hope it turned out to be very, very helpful. And if it was, I would like that you join me on the next one. You're all very welcome to ask anything in the comments as well as share your thoughts. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. And if you did enjoy it, please do give this video a thumbs up and share with your friends. And of course, don't forget to subscribe. Bye for now.